I'm going to have a look at the vSphere client versions, kind of a head-to-head comparison. We've got the VMware vSphere client. It's a 32-bit app with .NET requirements on Windows 8 64-bit that I'm running on. It's a straightforward install, but you could call it a fat client. We've got the web client, which is the direction VMware's headed, the vSphere web client. And I want to get an idea of the speed. So I'm going to run the same web client against the same vCenter server that's running on a SSD. So I have the vSphere vCenter appliance installed on my ESXi host, a Core i7 machine, 32 gig RAM, doing nothing else really, idle CPU right now. So let's get started. We got to close Chrome, first of all. And you'll see Chrome is closed. And let me take an extra step here and just really make sure. Oops. Gotta fix my path. All right. Kill Chrome. It really is dead. Sometimes Chrome, even when you close it, you still have a stop, just like with Internet Explorer. Okay, so fresh start. I will admit it's not the most scientific test. I didn't just reboot. There's some caching effects, but I'm going to run things multiple times to minimize possible caching effects. Okay, here's the web UI login. Chrome gives you that usual warning about the certificate. Notice I didn't hit enter on the left. So granted, the vCenter server is going to have to log into the process two things at once. And it seems like it'll probably give an unfair advantage to the one I click on first. Hard to say, but let's just get a gut feeling for how these look, and we'll launch it multiple times. Okay. Let's hit Windows left key for that window, and Windows right arrow for that window. And that didn't work so well because I want to get this X done. Okay, now hit Windows right arrow. There we go. Okay, so they're next to each other, and we can see the web client actually started up quite a bit quicker. Before we go any further, closing them looked like it was also a little quicker. Now let's start a second time. Seems to be minimal to no caching effect on the right there. Whoa, yes there was. So it didn't even ask for password prompt. So that's interesting. There's a token or some kind of leftover that I've been logged in. So we want to make this fair, we got to log out. That is an interesting point of comparison though. No need to log off, log on as often. So a couple of advantages so far for the web client. All right, here we go. Trying to hit the two buttons as close as possible to each other. I guess we'll go left to right again. About half a second apart. Web client still about twice as fast. It's getting going. Okay. So consistent experience, I guess. Let's try to do a couple operations. So we got vCenter here. Let's bring up the console. Okay. A little sluggish. All right. I suppose we can point to that. And a launch console button. So kind of hard to compare apples to apples here. On the right, we've got a launch console and wait. And wait. Oh dear, that is slow. I don't see my CPU doing much either, so CPU is busy recording video for Camtasia, but that's about it. Okay, so it's saying two different consoles are connected, yet I am only seeing one. So I've got some sort of problem with console view on the first click. How about the second click? All right, doing better there. Oh, that was slow. All right, how about we click over here? I gotta hide this window. Close something. So I'm gonna start up. I don't want to hide it yet. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to find a VM that's appropriate to show. Doesn't expose all much of IBs that I'll have to fuzz out. And I think I have one. Okay. So let's compare here. We've got the ability to very quickly go between consoles here. Well, wouldn't say it's all that quick. Now, if we look over at ESXi, how busy is it while we're monkeying around here? Not terribly. Okay. Well, obviously very little going on. Let's point to the vCenter appliance itself and go to real time. So again, very little on the CPU. Memory use increased a little as clients logged in, although that's expected stuff. Now, how about doing something like opening a console window? So that's pretty slick and pretty quick to launch. On the right, you always have a pop-out window. So now let's open up console window for that VM called Tunnel. Launch console. Let's see if the second console window comes up a whole lot faster than that first dog over window. Okay, not bad. What can we do here? I suppose screensaver would be good. Kind of fun to watch the mouse mirroring going on here. And what I'm trying to do is hit Windows right arrow, side by side, some kind of speed test. Maybe frame rate or something. Okay, we're not going to get that going. Never mind. Okay. Would have been good if I had DirectX on. Okay, I'm going to have to think of something here. Let's get creative and just bring up a website. Sorry. Okay, this VM doesn't have Flash in it. All right, I'm trying to think of something that'll exercise things a bit. I guess I should kind of go old school and keep it simple. How about one of these? All right. Make it big. See if we get any difference in frame rate. Nope, they both look excellent. All right, so we're sending the display to two places at once. Not really an amazing feat for VMware. But again, I wanted to see if there's some big difference. There's the third console, so we really should turn that off. So it was not a fair shake. Still, it doesn't seem to make any difference. Getting decent speed on both sides. All right. Moving it fast. Am I getting a different number of frames painted on the left versus right? Doesn't matter where I grab the mouse. It's acting about the same. Let's try this. Okay, we've got the window again here. And sorry, I'm just trying to fit it. Okay, now it fits. So actually, no, in that other window, the web client has a large chunk of pixels taken away at the top. So, all right, we need plenty of space. Great. So now, if we do that same test, I want to see what it does to bandwidth internet usage. Sorry, not internet, network usage, local network. So on the left, we've got some video. On the right, we've got the Intel Gigabit card on my laptop. Start this up, and let's see what kind of rate we get. Okay, so we're receiving about 21 megabits. No? Yes, it's moving around a little bit. All right, so look at the shape of that curve. We have a spike for some reason, but around 24, I would say. All right, next, close that, and let's start the other client again. Launch console. Make it big. And run it again. Just curious if the web client seems to have any difference in bandwidth utilization for doing remote display. Wow. It's amazingly identical. I'm impressed. All right, so rendering the screen seems fast on both. So far we're seeing no big, crippling slowness of the web client. Just different. Okay, what else can we do here? There's the client on the left, other on the right. Getting started tab. Go to home. Go to home. Storage, I guess. Definitely slower on the right, a lot slower. But it's not showing much of anything. Let's see. Okay, now we're showing equivalent screens. Okay, way slower on the right. Okay. Very different menus, obviously, across the top. So again, it's hard to kind of do apples to apples here. Go back to home. Back to home. Can't do licensing. Events. Again, I realize they're both hitting the same server, and then there's going to be caching effect of some sort, but it seems to always be a lot slower on the right. Okay, so starting it, and let's do a second thing over again. Same task. So we're going to do events and events again. Instant on the left. pretty crummy on the right. So yeah, this is disappointing. This gives an idea that life in the web UI is it's not so fun right now. Maybe on 6 it'll be better, but for now I'm waiting around for several seconds for it to update. You know, I don't know why. I certainly don't have much going on in my VMA. Let's see if I can find one last test. How about networking? Just instant on the left, third of a second maybe, 2-3 seconds on the right. Oh dear. All right. Well, guess that's about it. Time to use another browser, right? That would be a fair thing to do. So, remember, the web client, all it is pointing to vCenter on a certain port number. The moment I'm forgetting what that is, bear with me. Well, that's interesting. Here we go. Okay, so now we're going to try Internet Explorer. Okay, to be fair, I should also make sure Internet Explorer really is dead first. So I'll go ahead and close Chrome. Internet Explorer is really killed. And let's log in over there. I've got a protected mode problem. Security tab. So I got to fix that. Which could really be a problem. In an enterprise or a place that doesn't allow that. That's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and close both and start again. Okay, here we go with the speed again. Whoops. And yes, I know it's messed up having the resource pools, so I'm going to be fixing that soon. Okay. Let's do some of the same stuff we did earlier. Events was particularly long, I think. So let's see if there's any difference. Huh. Really quite slow on both sides. I'm not sure what to make of that. Let's keep trying stuff. Let's just try it again. So caching effect on the left, it was instant. Second time on the right, no. Still taking a while in an Explorer. And wow. But on the left, it wasn't actually done yet. So, a little strange. How about VM and templates? Looks like I misclicked, or did not click on the left. Maybe I did. Hard to say. Let's just go ahead and try it again. VMs and templates. So instant on the left because of some sort of caching. Not instant at all on the right. Okay. You have to click again just to get them to show. And right click is blocked, by the way. Just point that out. Hosts and clusters. Instant on the left. All right, well, vCenter and vCenter. We're logged into the same thing. We're pointed to the same vCenter console. And actually, I should be able to show you a VI admin. So if we look here and just log in, okay, so there's our vCenter server appliance, and you'll see it's not very busy. Let me show you the other screens, the database screen. So just poke around here. There's the version, it's the latest. And, you know, it's responsive clicking on stuff. If we look over here on the Performance tab, CPU has done almost nothing. Real time, there we go. Memory, okay, up to 2.7 meg, not a big deal. So nothing very exciting. How about summary? Consumed host memory, active guest. So the guest has been given 8 gig, but it's not, there's no memory pressure evidence here. Well, it's consumed 7.3, but anyhow, it looks healthy. So I don't, reservation. Okay, so now it's no longer in any resource pools. But again, all my other workload was quiet anyway. This vSphere management is doing nothing as well. Let's see if we get any difference in speed now. We've done that. Okay, so back to home, back to home. Let's do events again. Events, events. Um, point out on the right, it's prettier. and better pictures. I mean, again, that is the way they're going, but I'm just not too fond of the idea of everything being more sluggish, particularly VMs and templates. Let's get that going again. Just getting to show them is a bit of a hassle. Here's my 24 virtual machines, right? On the left side, I'm instantly looking at that. So, yeah, things are still looking more sluggish on the right. Okay, I'm not saying this is a definitive guide. I definitely have to deal with resource pools. I want to get rid of all of them. It's just a lab, and again, this is not super scientific, as I freely admit, at all, really. But the thing is, it's the same vCenter we're running against with these two clients. So despite some of these other variables that may have some effects on overall speed, the fact is doing routine stuff on the right does seem slower, just populating, getting the screen to paint and so forth. While login may have been quicker, everything after that is slower than the 32-bit FAT client. Yeah, I stopped the video a little too early. I want to try Firefox as well. So, okay, Firefox is really dead. And let's see how things go with Firefox. Whoops. Got to get the URL pasted in. Okay, we got Firefox here. Click, click. I need to have a closer look at something that came up there that I spotted. At the bottom of the login screen, it gave me a warning. Okay. Okay, we've left Chrome. We left Firefox. Internet Explorer is already closed. Close Chrome. Interesting. Remember what I said about stubs left over? That should fix it. Did something just die? Doesn't look like it. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's happy. Okay, so mine was old. Let me hit start run. Let's see what's there. That folder was there. 5.1. So I'm not sure what the beef is, but so the files are July. Now let's see what happens after this install. See if anything actually changes. I don't really want to reboot. Let's see if it succeeds. I probably should have closed that. Oops. Okay, looking at the files it made. Ah, what do you know? It's got today's date now. Go in there, same old files inside. I don't think we just did anything. I think basically we just added it to Firefox. Firefox has never been run again before as a client, so. Whoops. So much for head-to-head. Let's try that again. Habit. All right. I think this will be my last browser test here. Yes, we know it's fast for logging in and starting up. Windows right arrow. Windows, whoops. Windows left arrow. Home. Home. How about events? Ever flaky. Wow, I missed it on the left. Sorry about that. Okay, that's different. Pretty much neck and neck on that one for speed. Hosts, no. What can we do that showed a bunch of stuff? Just do events again. So on the left, super fast, cached, and the right, still slow. How about browsing through to see my VMs and templates? Just still waiting on the right. So yeah, so far Linux is not looking, sorry Linux, Firefox is not looking any better than the other clients. Still seems to struggle with that virtual machine view. Remember that before. All right, now it's finally up. Notice you can right-click and get a context menu. You can open console from there. Firefox looks like it's opening a second tab rather than a second window. That's just the way I have it configured. That window was just blank. So let's see if it opens fast the second time. Okay, let's close the thick client and just see if the fat client, excuse me, the Windows the vSphere web client, see if it acts any better. So now we're on the third time we're opening a console. Just want to know if it opens fast. And it's still several seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Go back to virtual machines view, watch the gearbox turn, now painted them. This time doing events view without the vSphere client opened, just Firefox. Okay, I think I've had enough. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and again, thank you for watching. And as always, your comments are greatly appreciated.